Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be down at the port of entry in San Isidro. And throughout the day there are agents along with canines that interact pre-primary to the booth where you declare what you're bringing across for your citizenship. They actually make contact before they hit that booth. Uh, it's called pre-primary. And just to give you an idea of actually what goes through there, uh, school buses actually bring kids over here for field trips, uh, tourist buses, private vehicles, off-road teams, like example for the Bajas, they go through there also, band buses, and also shuttles that transport cancer patients north and bound, and actually take them to clinics for treatment. That's very common, and very common for the patients to come back with medication. So throughout the day, there's pre-primary, and this certain day was in the middle of the day. This inspector approached a full-size pickup truck with a camper shell in the back, and it had a tarp under it looked like some boxes in the back. So they made contact with this driver. The driver, just he couldn't go anywhere else. He couldn't run south, or actually, he was caught. So one of the agents actually pulled the tarp up, and it was just bundles and bundles of marijuana. And I don't know exactly how many kilos, but it was quite a few hundred kilos back there. So they took the driver into custody. They drove the vehicle into secondary and started searching the vehicle and started taking out the bundles of marijuana. But what you have to understand is that throughout the day, you get switched up with every so many minutes, you get replaced at your booth if you're actually working the line. So the inspector's not out there for a very long period of time. But this particular vehicle was was interesting because they were more curious of where it was actually going to. The inspector was actually going to be able to uh, declare what they were bringing and actually take a visual in the back of what the actual driver had. So they just processed that load just like a regular load. But what ends up happening is that now somebody makes a phone call, and so now internal affairs is involved, and they're keeping an eye on this inspector. And we could call him being naive, or we can call him not being able to actually stop running loads. And this particular agent kept doing it after he knew he was caught red-handed, but they dismissed it, and out of just didn't bring it up as an issue. But now they're keeping on this inspector, and he kept doing it. Now, whether he was naive or he was forced to do it, I don't know. So they just kept an eye on him, and he continued to do it. And they had enough evidence, and that's when they took him into custody, and they charged him with actually conspiracy because they knew exactly when and where they were coming. And like I've mentioned in other videos too, their counterintelligence is superb. They're great. They can calculate. They can send a vehicle, and they know what time it's going to get across just by the time of the day, and how the traffic is flowing for that day. So their counterintelligence is pretty good. Actually, it's actually excellent. So they knew what inspector was going to hit that truck, and they only have a few minutes of space to actually calculate. So that tells you how good they are.